Hi everyone, welcome back to the Crafty Author. My name is Anissa. I am the Crafty Author and I am covered in thread and fuzz. So we are going to be working on our Sawtooth Star quilt, and we started this when lockdown began. Never finished it, but now I'm finally getting around to finishing this quilt. I am going to be taking you step by step on how I do this. We're going to be using the quilt as you go method. So because all of the blocks are currently done, we are going to start focusing on quilting the blocks first. I'm going to show you how I'm doing that, and I will also show you what I have done for some of the backing. I just took some of the leftover half square triangles that I had, and I made pinwheels, and then I sewed them together, 4 of them together. This will go in each corner on the back of the quilt. So just a little something for the back. It's going to look really cute. So there's that. We're not doing anything with that quite yet. This is what I have done so far as quilting. So I'm just quilting the center square of this block. This is what it looks like on the back. And I'm going to show you how I do this. I am using rulers. I am doing some ruler work here. This is my first time of using rulers. I shouldn't say first time. I've used them one time before, and I just did it for practice. I never really actually did it on an actual quilt that I'm doing. So this is the first time. This is mine. And there's another one. You can see my stitches are not perfect. You know, it takes some time in getting used to it. I do find if you're doing ruler work as well, that going at a slower speed is a little easier, especially when you're just learning. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do this. And then, just so you know, for the rest of it, I'm going to take a walking foot and just outline the box or the square, and then my triangles and whatnot. So that'll be fairly simple. That'll be straight line quilting. But for this, we are going to use, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. We are going to be using rulers. All right, so I am going to be quilting another square. I'm going to show you how I prepare my squares. I have them in a pile, and I have them marked for row 1 so that I know which row these all go into, because I laid them out and I do want them to remain in order. So we're going to work on this one, the green one. This actually goes fairly fast. I'm really kind of amazed at how quickly it does go. And so I cut myself a 12-inch square here. This is my backing fabric. I certainly hope I have enough in that I don't run out. And I also have my 12-inch square from my batting. And I'm just gonna lay that on top of that square. Push it down a little bit. I'm going to take my other one, my star block, and I'm going to lay this on top too. Make sure it's all on there nice and even. Flip it over to make sure I don't have anything missing or any sides showing. Then I'm going to take a little bit of 505 spray, and oops. You don't want to do that. Don't want to pop that top off. And I'm just going to give it a little bit of a spray down. Not much. You don't need much. And you do want to use that in a well ventilated area per the instructions. So just put that down. Smooth it out. I will do the same to the back, just for a little bit, just to hold it down, just a tiny bit. I'm just going to put it right there in the center and call it good. And now we're ready to quilt our star. All right, So this ruler came with my set. I am using a Janome ruler set. And this has markings on it so that I can center it in the center of my square and mark where I'm going to be quilting. And so I'm just going to place this in the middle, and I'm going to use the lines on the ruler to help me figure out what my placement is. And so let's see. So this needs to come down a little bit. Now let's see. Okay, now it's perfect. So a little bit of patience. You just want to kind of work with it. You can use a chalk pencil, which I did use on some of them, or you can use a water soluble pen. I've also used this. It does seem to be a little easier to see the lines with the pen, but the chalk works really well on the darker fabrics. So just be aware of that. You do want to mark because you want to be able to see when you're going around with your little template, when you're sewing your design, you want to be able to see it. And so you can see right here I've marked with the chalk. You can see it on there. And this is the other one that we're going to be using. This is the Spinny Flex, I think. I'm not sure if that's what it's called, but it's a really cool design. And sorry, I'm trying to figure out what the name of it is. Let me find out. Yes, this is the Spinny Flex 11. All right, so what I like to do is I like to take my thread, and I like to go needle up, needle down. Now this machine is set up for ruler quilting, so when I want to use a ruler, I actually go into my settings here and choose that. So each machine is different. So we're going to start sewing. As you can see, I have my design right here going right in between my two white lines. Going to take 4 stitches and go around and stop. And then I'm going to pivot so that I'm in between again the lines, and again. You're just going to keep repeating it. It takes a little bit of practice, and I do recommend that you, if you're going to do this, that you do practice before you use it on a project, because you do need to get the speed down and whatnot. You want to get familiar with how it feels to move the fabric with a ruler on it. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit different than doing it free motion. I actually like this. I can't believe that I was so intimidated by it in the beginning. I can't. I mean, I've had those rulers for a while now, and I've just been kind of afraid to do anything with them for, you know, fear of screwing up, but here I am, and it's looking great. So now I'm done. See how fast that went? That's actually finished. I could bury this thread. I'm not going to. It's already knotted up and I don't need to worry about it. So I'm just cutting it off because I can get a clean cut. And that is what our design looks like. This is what it looks like on the back side for those of you who are wondering. Now I am using lavender thread, and so it looks white, but it's not, but it does really blend in on the back side, and I really do like that. So yeah, it looks good, and as you can see, my stitches look pretty even. Isn't that cool? I think it looks really neat. That's not perfect, but for a beginner, I think it's not too shabby. Okay, I have now switched over to my walking foot, and so I am going to pull my threads up again, just like I did before. This is the ruler foot. I did want to show you what this looks like. This is the bottom of it. This is the top. See if I can do this without dropping it. And as you can see, it hooks onto your sewing machine or screws on. Okay, so that is the ruler foot. Now we're doing the walking foot. So now we're just going to do some straight line quilting around this block, and I'm just going to let the foot kind of be my guide here. Nope, and I need to raise my feed dogs. And I'm just going to start kind of sewing. And I'm just sewing in this, inside of this little box here. And I went off the rails a little bit, but it's okay. So you can see that I've already started making the liner on the box. Okay, now if I wanted to, I could stop at this point and then I wouldn't have anything else to do, but I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to come up and I'm going to go and I'm going to just kind of echo around inside of my little green triangles here. You have to gauge it by just playing with it a little bit. I normally use the markings on the edge of my foot in case you're wondering how I do this. But, you know, again, my stuff isn't perfect either, so it just depends. As you saw, I went completely off the rails here. So I like to show you guys that. I like to show you the mistakes that I make too, because nobody's quilting is perfect. Well, some people's is. My quilting isn't always perfect, and so I like to share that with you because I want you to know that even though it's not perfect, it's still going to look great. And nobody's going to be picking this apart, you know? I mean, unless you're being judged at a contest or something, nobody's going to care. And now our star is fully quilted. And here's what we have. So you can see where I went up here and I stitched here and I stitched inside of here. And then here's what it looks like on the back side, because I know everybody loves to look at the back side. So you can actually see the echo of the star with the star design on the inside. All right, so I mean, that was pretty easy, pretty quick, right? Here's what it looks like up close, back side, up close. So I think it turned out really neat. And that is what I'm gonna do to all of my squares. They're all gonna be quilted exactly like this. And yeah, and then we're gonna, once I get all of this quilted and finished up, then we will start putting this together. And I'm really excited to see what this is gonna look like all together, but it's gonna be really, really neat. So anyway, so if you have rulers, don't be afraid to play with them. They're really cool. If you don't have rulers and you're interested in it, check them out. See what's out there for your machine. Each machine is different, so you'll have to look and read up on it. That is it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. So if you'd like to follow me on social media, the links are down below in the description box. Do not forget to give this video a like. You can share, because sharing is caring, if you would like to. And don't forget to hit that little bell. You'll get notified each and every time that I upload a new video. And keep on crafting. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.